In the late 17th century, a small town in Massachusetts became the breeding ground for one of the most infamous events in American history. The Salem Witch Trials, which took place between 1692 and 1693, were marked by a frenzy of hysteria, fear, and false accusations. The trials resulted in the executions of 20 individuals, mostly women, who were accused of practicing witchcraft. These events continue to captivate the imagination and highlight the dangers of unchecked paranoia. The events leading up to the Salem witch trials were deeply rooted in the religious beliefs and social norms of the time. The Puritans, who settled in Salem Village, held strict religious convictions and believed in the existence of witches. They believed that Satan could influence individuals and tempt them to enter into a covenant with him. This deeply ingrained fear of witchcraft created a fertile ground for hysteria and accusations. The first accusations of witchcraft in Salem Village were made by young girls who displayed erratic behavior. They claimed to have been bewitched by local women, and their accusations fueled a wildfire of fear and suspicion. The girls' symptoms included fits, convulsions, and visions, which were believed to be signs of witchcraft. This led to a series of examinations and trials, with the afflicted girls pointing fingers at their supposed tormentors. As the trials progressed, accusations became increasingly absurd and rooted in gossip and personal vendettas. Neighbors turned against neighbors, fueled by long-standing grudges and envy. The proceedings lacked any substantial evidence and relied heavily on spectral evidence, which was based on the claim that the accused witches appeared in the specter or ghost form to torment their victims. This subjective and unreliable testimonial method led to the condemnation of innocent individuals. The accused witches were subjected to harsh interrogation methods, including the notorious dunking or swimming test. It was believed that if a person floated, they were guilty of witchcraft, and if they sank, they were innocent. Unfortunately, this test was highly flawed and often resulted in the deaths of innocent individuals. Another cruel method used was the pressing, where heavy stones were placed on the accused's chest until they either confessed or perished under the weight. Amidst the chaos and fear, there were those who spoke out against the trials. One such individual was Reverend Increase Mather, a prominent minister and scholar who expressed doubts about the validity of spectral evidence. He argued that it was unreliable and could lead to the conviction of innocent people. Despite these voices of reason, the hysteria prevailed, and the trials continued at a relentless pace. One of the most notorious figures associated with the Salem witch trials was Abigail Williams, one of the young girls who started the initial accusations. Abigail was depicted as the catalyst of the witchcraft hysteria, manipulating the girls around her and driving the frenzy. Her motivations have been the subject of much speculation, with theories ranging from personal vendettas to a desire for attention and power. The Salem witch trials finally came to an end when influential figures in the community, including Governor William Phips, grew skeptical and questioned the credibility of the proceedings. Several trials were dismissed, and the use of spectral evidence was discredited. The aftermath of the trials left a scar on the community, with many individuals ostracized and traumatized by the events that unfolded. The Salem witch trials serve as a cautionary tale of the dangers of hysteria and unchecked accusations. They shed light on the vulnerability of society when fear takes hold, and the consequences of acting without evidence or reason. The legacy of these trials continues to influence discussions on justice, human behavior, and the importance of safeguarding against injustice.